Chapter 2, Nijimura Brothers. Hey, 2. Jodo is knocking at the door. Option to stay in. I bet that just skips over like the whole arc or something. He finally answered. Quite frankly, I didn't think you'd actually answer the door, given how much first stand battle takes out of a person. What are you calling me over for this early? You're going to get some practice using your stand before the school starts. I don't want to hear any complaining. This is necessary if you want to survive as a stand user. Do you want to practice here? That seems dangerous. Don't worry, just follow me. The beach isn't going to be open for another week or so, so we shouldn't need to worry about anyone sneaking up on us. This is where we would have dealt with Angelo and his stand if things went as planned yesterday. First things first, I just wanted to confirm that if you're able to see my Star Platinum. So, can you see it? And the fact I can say no, that's certainly going to be a pain in the ass to try to work around. Oh wow, he actually believed me. Of course. Good. Every stand is unique in its own ways. Sometimes rare oddities such as that need to be known. Half the battle is knowing what your stand is and isn't capable of. That's what we're going to help you figure out. Proceed before you're at the general targets for a stand's ability. First is a rock with some grass stuck to it. Mix of both living and non-living targets. Next is this old TV, a man-made object. Then there's me, a live target for you to test your ability on. You seem to know a lot about the subject of stands. They aren't too hard to get the grasp of once you wielded one for a while. It's like riding a bike, very hard to forget the details. I'll go for the TV since it's closest. 2. Begin to focus. Try focusing on the TV with your ability before you attack it. Alright, let's begin. The old TV began to spark. I told you not to attack it. This isn't an attack. It's something else. The light started emanating from the TV. Tube, something's happening to the TV. Get away from me. Just let me handle this. Tube. Damn it, I told you not to attack it. That wasn't an attack. So, it appears that my stand isn't the wall. Like, I guess that's just the skills that we're stuck with because the development of the game. That was my stand's ability. It amplified the light from the TV's mechanisms and turned it into tangible energy. It felt my stand doing exactly that, like how babies know on instinct how to move their arms and legs. It's an extension of the self, just like a limb. You sure seem to know a lot for someone who just got blown away by their own ability. I'm still figuring out how to use it, baby steps and all that. Dude Bika, stand, named by Jotaro, light up the night. Amplify light or shoot it from his fingertips. Huh. Okay, so yeah, I've been told that going for this training cutscene is a soft block, so yeah. It seems you're gonna play this yourself. Avoid playing F Mega and doing this training. But you know, I mean, you can do it. You can just reset the game and just reload your save. Because you know, it's cool to find out your stand. So if you just get the wall, if you get the wall's abilities, don't assume that you have the wall. Alright, so this time we're gonna sleep in and ignore Jotaro. We'll ignore Jotaro and slept in until school started. This is 100% what I would do. I won't be driving you to or from school after today, so don't expect me to come pick you up. Hey, now we're at the school, so that's neat. Oh, whoops. Sorry that I keep opening the menu. I'm trying to, like, see if there's a run button or anything. Way to move faster. Just checking out the map a bit. Josuke talked to me when I said hi to him. Oh my gosh, no way. Good old Great Pills. She loves me not. She loves me not. Boy seems to be pulling off petals of a flower as his fortune-telling method. Not too much to see around here, I assume. But it's pretty neat. It's not, the map isn't overly big and just easy to get lost in, so that's nice. Oh, you're that guy from yesterday. Didn't expect to see you here. You're Koichi, right? Yeah, it's nice to see a familiar face in this school. So what class are you in? Jotaro told me that I'm in class 1B. What a coincidence, I'm in 1B too. The school's a bit weirdly laid out, so 1B is on the second floor since it's high school class. Let's walk together. I can show you where it is. Wait, you joined your body. Press shift at any time for a reminder on where you need to go. Well, that's not working, but... Huh. Bento Oreo. That's amazing. Listen, if any of you guys decide to make another crazy Seven Stranger project, another crazy JoJo fan game, whatever you decide to do, please put in an item called Vento Oreo. I'm begging you. Oh man. See, this looks like the nurse's office. Longing to see how many kids get into fights these days. I'm not hurt. Wow, Koichi has 1 HP, I just noticed. That's actually kind of funny. Nurse, I'm totally sick. Can I go home early? You. Don't look at me. Nah, it's the guy Josuke smushed in earlier. Smushed the nose in Boom's restroom. You can't go in there. But I could in the first game. Come on. Alright, enough screwing around. Not sure where to our classroom. And the shift thing isn't working, so, oh, bathroom. Should be on the second floor. Right? I swear that's what Koichi said. Okay, maybe a little more scrolling around. Alright, I found it. Our class. Ready to go in? 2, you're in our class too? You'd almost think Jotaro's setting up things like this, considering how he frequently cross class. I got much mouse today. Considering how frequently we cross paths. Yeah, it's almost kind of scary. That's the bell. Let's cut this short. I don't want to get in trouble for being caught out of my seat when class starts again. After school, the 3 decided to walk home together. Glad I don't have to do math. And that's why it's a fairly easy game once you got the driving controls down. My cousin actually had the original game for the Super Famicom. Never tried the Super Famicom release. Is it good? Wait a sec, was this rock always here? I think so, but it certainly didn't look like that before. Josuke completely dismissed the rock, avoiding eye contact with the eerie landmark. What a weird decision. The rock glared at Tube. Aw, that's sick. Well, you know what we gotta do. What's up, Angelo? Yo, Angelo. Have you two been in touch with Mr. Jotaro? Me and him are staying in Morioh at a local hotel for the time being. He told me about that too on the phone last night. I don't know much else about it though. I see. Josuke? I could be wrong again, but wasn't this house vacant for the past few years? No, you're right. It has been. They'd have to entirely demolish this place and build it from the ground up for it to even be safe to live in a place like this. I don't know if that's exactly the case anymore. I think I saw somebody looking at us through one of the windows up there. I doubt it. It looks like the cutscene wasn't rendered out, so yeah, this is definitely where the demo closes up. I think we might get to fight Okuyasu. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. My house is right next to this lot. I would have noticed if something was going on. And even if I hadn't noticed, the real estate agent that routinely inspects the place for squatters would have kicked anyone out by now. Sure you aren't just yanking our chains? I'm being serious. I really think I saw someone. Koichi stuck his head out through the gate. Huh? Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to go lurking around someone else's place, brat? Koichi couldn't get a word in. His throat was being crushed between the gates. What's the matter? You got nothing to say for yourself? Koichi, the hell do you think you're doing? I could ask you the same thing. It takes balls to trespass on someone else's property, then act like you got the right to act like you got any right to talk. We were just passing by. Let them go and we'll be on our way. You think you're gonna get off like that? I don't think you get the kind of situation you're in, pal. I think you're the one who's not getting it. We're telling you to let go of them. You're in no situation to be ordering me around. My pops own this place. Not you, or this little shrimp right here. The sound of a string being pulled back suddenly echoed in the distance. Koichi was shot in the throat by an arrow. Koichi! An arrow? That must have been... Big bro? You there. The fat one. You seem to take notice of my arrow. That must mean you're Tube Baika. Josuke Higashita's ally who helped him defeat Angelo. These two clowns are the ones who took out Angelo? Lucky find. They're quite capable in a fight. I'll give them that. That means they're also quite capable of being thorns in our side. So, you guys are stand users. The story Angelo told us was right, and there's no doubt about it. Okuyasu, erase these two at once. So, the runner's coughing up blood? Quite the shame. I'd have hoped he'd develop a stand, but it seems he was worthless in the end. Sorry to say, that young boy's as good as dead. He can't be. There's no way I'm gonna let another person die like this. Get out of my damn way. I can still heal him from before he bleeds out. Could have stayed out of our way when he had the chance. Oh, he has to stand close the distance between him and Josuke. Big bro said I had to erase you two, so you're not going anywhere. Oh. Yep, I just got a, error. An invalid CA data was specified, so I suppose this is where, it ends, sadly. Unfinished project, but if you guys know any developers or anything, or are a developer, maybe it'd be possible to pick it up. I don't know. It'd be a huge undertaking, It's a lot to ask from someone. But it's nice to have this here. And this isn't the only thing the developer gave me. Before I go into that though, I will read out some of the notes that the developer gave to me and just give you a gist of I guess, what he had planned for it. Again, will also link the Google Docs, but there was a lot he told me that wasn't written down too, so. Alrighty, so, let me look at my DMs with the developer, because while they posted their documents, they didn't write down everything they had planned, and it's an old document from a while ago, so. I guess the first thing I'll say is the protagonist of the 7th Morioh Warrior is very, very interesting to me, because essentially, you know how in the first game, your protagonist is an aberration, an anomaly of fate, and you go throughout disrupting the canon, disrupting the timeline, bringing it to a happier ending and saving everyone. Well, essentially, the 7th Morioh Warrior is their antithesis. They are kind of like a homunculus made by fate to compel the original 7th stand user into dying to, fix the timeline. So, the more characters that survive that aren't supposed to, you're saving Shigechi, saving, say, Ayasuji, or, just for example, saving characters like that who are supposed to die, the more life it would drain from the 7th stand user until they die to put things back on track with fate. And then the 7th Morioh Warrior would essentially take their place and start having their life force drained by, all the messed up fate bullshit, basically, until the timeline self-corrects, essentially. So, if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid, it's kind of like, it reminds me of, Solid Snake being infected with Fox Dye and being sent to basically kill all the major enemies of the first game without his knowledge. And it's very, very interesting as a concept to me. That's what really struck me as I feel like when you do a fan game like this, you don't always have to follow the 7th stand user formula, but if you are going to, you have to have a very good justification for all these non-canon events happening. It's not just there just because you wanted to. Having a purpose to it and making sense of all of it is very important. And I thought, wow, that is a very, very damn good plot twist. So, that's one thing. That's just the biggest thing I had to get out of the way. As soon as I read that, I just, chef's kiss. I love that. I love the idea of that. And the second point I'll get onto is the stands in this game, is that not all of them are one-to-one with the 7th stand user 2 stands. I got Light Up the Night, which is in Fate Is Unbreakable, but there were a few stands that were replaced due to gameplay limitations or just not liking how the abilities turned out. So Man-Eater in the 7th stand user 2 was replaced by a stand called Particle Men. It's a colony of stem cell-like entities that grow organic matter on stuff, so they could heal lost limbs, give people extra limbs, make like tools out of like organs and stuff. Like the example he uses, like an air gun out of a lung. Replacing Helter Skelter is a stand called White Rabbit. It's a stand that could place card suites on things and could transfer things with an equivalent suite. So you transfer items, people, things like wounds, you know. It's kind of reminds me of Take On Me in that aspect, but it placed Helter Skelter. The next one is Private Eyes, which is pretty much Red Light Special, except he says it's the less horny version. Because I don't know, he apparently calls one of the devs Gooner, so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Anyways, the stands. The next one, I like this one a lot. It replaced Danger Zone in Fate Is Unbreakable. It's called The Limit. And I think this one is actually in the dock. I actually don't have to... Yeah, it is in the dock. Cool. So, it's knives. The stand takes form of knives. If any of the knives make contact with something, it'll push it to its limit. Whether it's filling containers with liquid, overclocking machines, or straining the human body into reaching a higher output, a power output. I really like that one. It's probably my favorite out of all of them. I'm a big sucker for tool stands. Like Sympathy from the Devil is my favorite in the Reddit. Next stand is from a rose. It could grow plants. He calls it Gold Experience at Home. It was meant to replace the stand, which is the stand that just copies stand abilities, and he doesn't seem too proud of it, but honestly, I'll take that over just a generic copy ability. And it could telepathically communicate with plants, so it'd be cool if it could, like, I guess to differentiate it from Gold Experience, like actively manipulating living plants is pretty cool. That could work. I'm pretty sure it actually does do that. Yeah, Kiss from a Rose can manipulate plant fertility, allowing plants to grow rapidly or grow on surfaces that usually don't sustain plant life. Next one, Rhinestone Cowboy. He calls it basically Velvet Revolver, but it replaced Take On Me because of the gimmick being impossible to code, in reference to the MF Doom song and the Glenn Campbell song at the same time. Huh, a double reference, nice. And the last one is Seventh Chamber. He just describes it as a gun, and it replaces Velvet Revolver. Those are the stands that the originals of the game, at least the protagonist stands. And the last thing I'll talk about are some of the plot elements he had, like as far as like endings planned. So, let's see. The Kira endings are already in the document. So, let's go. Some of the main character endings. Josuke's ending would have you check up on Hayato as he enters high school in Morioh years later. Josuke is a police officer, and maybe the protagonist is as well. The dev says, I think fans don't like the career path for him, but it makes sense to me because of his grandpa. But honestly, I like the idea, and it makes sense to me, and I've seen a lot of fan art of Josuke as a police officer, so I mess with it. Okuyasu's ending is similar, except you and him work at Tonio's, and Okuyasu got into gardening. It makes sense. You know, it's a nice reference to the whole Stray Cat thing. Rohan has an ending that requires you to take Koichi's place in the mangaka's house arc. Then he'd call you during the Cheap Trick arc instead. The route would be locked in at that point, and you'd end up as his assistant, traveling with him during the Thus Spoke storylines and getting into hijinks. Is pretty cool. Let's see. Jotaro's ending has you show up during part 6 either as visitation to Jolene or a female prisoner sent to help her. Kind of reminds me of how you go to Italy with Polnareff in his ending in 7th Stand User. Josu's ending has you more involved in raising Shizuka Joestar, and you end up tagging along with her as the Jotaro-esque mentor figure of her own in 5 parts. Nice. It was made entirely as a spite project by an arrogant 15-year-old who wanted to prove he was better than the 7th Stand User 2 devs. So the whole goal was to get through more of the story in my demo than theirs, meaning the entirety of the Nijimura arc. But I stopped after making the Okuyasu fight because I felt I should use my skills on something I can actually put on my resume. I was on the Yakuza 7 kick at the time, so the map was more like Kamurocho than 7th Stand Users 2 Persona. Progress will be based on beating canon arcs with 2 to 4 new side quests being introduced after each arc. Morioh was not to scale, but instead was more compact to reduce walking. Thank God. Still, there was a fast travel mechanic in the form of a stand called Walkie Talkie Man, who, after beating up the user for cheating on the track team, would allow you to use a stand to travel between payphones across the map. You could do drink links at the cafe to bond with party members. Paculins would go into the effects 7th Stand User's fate powers had on his body after Dio almost killed him. There was a Shin Megami Tensei-esque alignment system that would change your ending somewhat. Karma from the original game would be tracked alongside alignment, so you'd get the full D&D alignment spectrum. This is why partially you start off as a violent offender, to sort of facilitate the fact that you're a delinquent along with Josuke and Okuyasu, which I like. It actually gives our character a lot of personality. And I think that's it for the most part, besides, well, he has a couple of regrets he shared with me. The first one is he regrets using RPG Maker 2003 instead of 2000 because the combat system sucks. And the second regret is including OCs like Jun Hogo. I think Jun's inclusion wasn't too egregious, personally. She didn't just take the spotlight and focus it on herself. So yeah, I think that's really it as far as the 7th Morioh Warrior. However, that's not the only thing he shared with me. So stay tuned, because I have another project to show you. But for now, bye-bye.